This game is massive, and I'm going to show you why. In this video, I covered the story of BattleBit and how the game soared to the top of the charts. Welcome back everyone, I hope you're sitting comfortably today for this video as we will be going deep into the archives of the BattleBit story, uncovering articles from as far back as 2018 and seeing how this game got to where it is and how it achieved such astronomical success, garnering a massive $50 million in sales in the first month after its release. BattleBit Remastered is a low poly massive multiplayer FPS, supporting 254 players per server. Some of the key features are that you can battle on a near fully destructible map, use various vehicles for land, sea and air, there's proximity chat, and there's also 20 strategically designed maps. Made by Sergeant Okidoki, Velasquez and the Liquid Horse, this game has been in development for 7 years. According to an 80 level article made in 2018, one of the developers was previously working on a game called Unturned until he realised he had to work on a standalone project where he could bring his imagination to life. He quotes, "After some brainstorming, we chose to do a low poly style game rich in game features and game mechanics. This is very important to note, as from the very beginning the developers understood the mission. They had a vision of creating a game with solid mechanics. Many games fall down at this point, and it really is the difference between an amazing game and a subpar game." The choice of engine fell immediately on Unity, as it is convenient for beginners, and the company's quick development and integration of newer and better tech gives it a good, strong and stable overall development routine. He also says, the developers started the game in 2016 and they started spreading the early game to the Russian audience by sharing raw versions in the zip archive. Just a few months later, in April 2017, they published the game on Steam Greenlight, and thanks to the awesome support they had already garnered, they passed the Greenlight in just 9 days. After some testing, they came to the conclusion that they needed to rewrite the netcode. 3 months later, during a stress test, it was showing stable support of up to 128 online players per server and 40 units of vehicles, while still reserving power for future releases. If you imagine current battle royale games, they've got 50 people per side, maybe 100 people a game. In 2018, these guys were doing 128 players per server, and now they're doing it for 254. Quite amazing really. After this, Velasquez talks about the optimization Unity offers you. Because of this, they could optimize the bullet casings, wall destruction and other features. During this interview, Velasquez shows many dev videos of BattleBit on his YouTube, showcasing the beautiful lighting with volumetric fog. To get a bit more into the dev side of things, they used Gaia for landscape creation, and the modeling was done inside a Blender, and texturing with the help of Paint.net. He then shows a ref picture with his model in front of it, and the simple style is achieved. At the end of the 2018 article, he mentions that they will listen to the loved community and try to do well by them. This is a really wholesome way to end the interview and could possibly be the reason for why the game dev has soared to such great heights. The way the devs treated their fans and listened to everything they have to say is everything when creating a game that consumers want to play. They actually listened and ironed out all of the kinks before release, getting closer and closer with their fans along the way. So how did I end up with the figure of $50 million? First of all, I did some amazing journalism once again and went to Google. Then I clicked open as many tabs as possible, or with varying numbers from weeks ago. I found esports.net, gameindustry.biz, PC Gamer and Rock Paper Shotgun all had articles about the game selling just shy of 2 million. I then went to SteamDB, found BattleBit and went to the owner estimation section. I then typed in the high end of this, as it was another 2 weeks later at the time of recording, and got the value of $50 million. For an indie developer, this is just unheard of, and considering there was only 3 of them, that's a very nice split. I just want to make it clear real fast that I'm not showing you these values to make game devs seem as a get rich quick scheme. It takes years of learning before even thinking about developing a game, and even then it took these developers 7 years to create BattleBit. It's a labour of love. This, coupled with a passion for games and the industry, is what creates these insane success stories. Next, we're looking at another interview with the developer, the Liquid Horse. Let's get into it. A few of the questions include, what were the main challenges you faced when created BattleBit? The dev responds, financing and being taken seriously in the gaming space. Getting adequate server space for thousands of players, flooding the gates of BattleBit servers was the hardest part. There was simply no precedent for a game of this scale from a team our size. So from a team their size, you can see exactly where they're coming from. There is no precedent for a game on this scale, but they absolutely nailed it. This is why it took 7 years. It's a small team and it's a labor of love. And also being taken seriously in the gaming space, they had to make their mark, and they have done that. Continuing, there's another question which says, how did finally launching the game feel? Horse responds by saying, stressful, and launch day beat our wildest expectation by miles. These devs definitely seem humble, and it's great to hear. And most importantly, what I believe is the main factor for BattleBit's success is the quote, for every feature we implement, we openly discuss them first with our players on Discord. They mention that transparency is key. This level of community is exactly what will take your game from no interest to being taken seriously in the gaming space, to quote the Liquid Horse. The devs are hot on updates for this game. It really seems like a passion project, and Horse is quoted saying, we also intend to bring the Face It anti-cheat system into BattleBit in the coming months, which shows they don't want their game getting corrupted by cheats and that this isn't a cash grab. Horse openly talks about the Battlefield inspiration. Oh, and even at the end of this interview, the dev actually calls it a passion project themselves, saying they will work on it until the game dies. That is really great to see from a new team of devs that have taken Steam by storm. Opening the Steam community page, I can see that the developers are still very active on this with constant updates for the fans. The most recent one being posted on the 23rd of July. Let's see what this one has to offer. So this update highlights a new map and mode and gives an update for what to expect with the upcoming community servers. This clarity is amazing, and I can't give the devs enough praise for how they've gone about the communication with their community. This post actually went wild in the Discord and garnered so much attention. They had a trailer for this map rework, which is on their YouTube too. Great branding and marketing. Let's take a look at this. For a low poly game, this looks fantastic. It reminds me of the simple beauty of Minecraft. They even add some patch notes in at the end of this post. No wonder it got such great reception. Coming out of this post, we can see that it isn't even the most liked post. Many more hit 5,000 plus likes, some reaching 10,000. If we scroll to the bottom, we can see how involved this small dev team has been since the very start with their community. This PC Gamer article hits the nail on the head, mentioning that BattleBit isn't filled with DLCs or battle passes. They quote, you pays your money, you gets the whole thing. Further cementing the humbleness of these devs, the Liquid Horse says most of the cash is going straight back into the game, that they will only take a small portion to live off, and even though Horse is a car enthusiast, they say sports cars will still remain a dream. I don't know about you, but this actually makes me super excited to see what's coming in the future. The last quote of this article gave me a chuckle. When talking about the scale of the game and what hell that brings with it, the Liquid Horse says, the more you fuck around, the more you find out. Zooming into the BattleBit website, we can see a clean website with plenty of core information about the game. The recent updates hasn't been updated in a while, but I'll let that slide as they're so active everywhere else. What is a great feature is the community content section, which takes you to the YouTube and Twitch. Right at the bottom, there's a bunch of content creator reviews, which is a lovely touch too. My favorite part is the FAQ question, is this Roblox? Simply replied with, no. Let's have a look at their socials. Twitter has a large following with good post engagement. Their YouTube is an automated category, which is fine. Interestingly, they have a speedrun.com, which sometimes already on there. They have a QCAP, which I'm not sure what it is, and an absolutely popping TikTok. And finally, a whopping Discord server. This must be their main social because there are so many people still active in it. Many voice channels as well with different creators who are streaming and have fans in it at that point in time. Last but not least, let's get into the Steam page and the game reviews. Boasting a massive 62,000 reviews since June 15th. This is crazy. You can see that the game's made by Sergeant Okidoki, Velasquez, and the Liquid Horse. The price has also gone down since I first recorded, which is a bonus. The supporter pack is still $16.75 if you want to show them more love. And when we click into the publisher, you can see that the only things that they've all published is BattleBit. Then non-surprisingly, when scrolling down the comments, they're all positive. And even the negative ones are positive. So how did BattleBit become a roaring success? Community, constant communication with their fans throughout development, and the burning desire to make it a better game as it's their passion project. These really are the 3 key points. We can push everything else to the side, all the marketing and everything else, but as long as you have a strong community, your game is going to blow up. And I'm so glad for these devs that it did. It really is a success story, and it really is inspiration for any other indie dev out there who wants to start creating a game. What I want to say to you right now is, if you want to start creating a game, start learning Unreal, start learning Unity, get into there, you know, use some assets from the marketplace or something, or learn how to make your own with Blender. It's a free software. Get in there and start creating your own game, because your own creativity is the limit. So thanks for watching. A lot of effort goes into these videos, so if you like the video, be sure to tell your mates about it and subscribe for future releases. And also comment if you have any suggestions. I'll be reading every single comment and replying to every single one. So if you comment a good game, I will do that video in the future. I may not add that. I may not add that.